Hello, curious minds, and welcome to The Secret Recipes of Success How Big Ideas Grow. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Alex. And Jamie, I've always wondered something. You see these huge, successful companies everywhere. The coffee shops, the big stores, the places that make our furniture. How did they do it? What's their secret recipe?
That's a fantastic question, Alex, and it's exactly what we're going to explore today. We're going to peek behind the curtain of some truly remarkable ventures and discover that their secret recipes aren't always what you'd expect. In fact, many of them rely on surprisingly simple yet incredibly powerful ideas that anyone can understand.
Oh, like a magic spell or a hidden treasure map?
Even better. Think of it more like discovering a unique ingredient or a clever building technique. It's about understanding core concepts and methods. We're going to use some fun, universal analogies to break it all down. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I'm ready to learn the secrets.
Wonderful. Let's start with a classic example of focus. Imagine you want to be the best baker in the world. You could try to bake every single kind of cake, cookie, and pastry imaginable, right?
Sounds exhausting and probably delicious, but yeah, hard to be the best at everything.
Exactly. Now imagine a bakery. Let's call it the Chicken Sandwich Haven. This place decides, you know what? We are going to make the absolute most perfect, most delicious chicken sandwich in the entire world. They don't try to make burgers or pizzas or even a wide variety of other sandwiches. They pour all their energy, all their creativity into that one glorious chicken sandwich.
So they become super good at just one thing?
Precisely. That's the story of a company called Chick-fil-A. They focused almost entirely on their signature chicken sandwich. And not just the sandwich itself, but also the experience around it. Incredibly consistent quality and famously warm service. They even close on Sundays, sticking to their founders' values, which you might think would hurt business, but instead, it became part of their unique identity. They chose to be a master of one dish rather than a jack of all trades.
Wait, so by not doing more, they actually became more successful? That's really counterintuitive.
It is, isn't it? It's like a superhero who decides to only focus on one amazing power, and because of that, they become unstoppable at it. Instead of having 5 average powers, they have one incredible one. That focus helps them stand out.
Wow, okay, so that's one secret, intense focus. What's another one?
Let's move from a focused menu to a focused experience. Have you ever been to a giant store that felt a bit like a treasure hunt?
Like when you go into a really big antique shop and you have no idea what you're going to find, but you just know there's something cool in there somewhere.
You've got it, Alex. Now, imagine a store that deliberately designs itself to feel like that. This store, let's call it the Explorer's Warehouse, doesn't put up big signs telling you exactly where the cereal is or where the toys are. And even more surprisingly, the things you loved last week might be gone next week, replaced by something completely new and exciting.
So you can't just run in, grab what you need, and leave. You have to wander?
Exactly. And because you wander, because you're constantly surprised by new treasures, you spend more time, and you often find things you didn't even know you needed. This is a core strategy for a company called Costco. They use a membership model, so you pay a small fee to even get in, but that fee gives you access to amazing deals and this treasure hunt experience. They intentionally make their stores a bit like a maze, and they rotate certain products frequently. It keeps people coming back, eager to see what new find awaits them. It's not just about buying, it's about the adventure of discovery.
So they make shopping like a game. That makes so much sense. You're not just buying, you're exploring.
Exactly. And that sense of exploration makes people more engaged and more likely to purchase. Okay, next up, have you ever used a gift card or put money onto an app for your favorite coffee shop or snack place?
Oh yeah, I have an app for my daily coffee. I put money on it so I can just scan and go. It's super convenient.
And have you ever thought about where that money goes before you spend it?
Into the coffee shop's cash register or bank account, I guess?
You're right. But here's the clever part. For a company like Starbucks, all those small amounts of money from millions of people sitting in gift cards and app balances add up to an enormous sum. It's like everyone in a neighborhood decides to put their pocket money into a big community piggy bank, and that piggy bank is managed by the coffee shop. The coffee shop gets to use that money to expand, to invest, to make new drinks, all before anyone even buys their first latte.
Whoa, so my coffee money is basically giving the coffee shop a giant free loan?
You've nailed it. That's a huge part of Starbucks' strategy. They've built a digital financial ecosystem where people prepay for their coffee. This isn't just about convenience. It gives Starbucks access to billions of dollars in free operating capital. It's money they can use without paying interest, just like a bank uses customer deposits. And because people have money loaded onto their app, they're more likely to choose Starbucks over a competitor, creating loyalty. It's a brilliant way to turn a simple transaction into a powerful financial engine.
So my digital loyalty actually helps them grow their business like a bank? That's really clever.
It truly is. It's about creating an entire ecosystem, not just selling a product. Ready for another one?
Absolutely.
I'm ready. Imagine you're building a magnificent castle with Legos. You could buy a pre-built castle, or you could buy a box of bricks and build it yourself, following the instructions. Which one would you feel more proud of?
The one I built myself, for sure. Even if it's a bit wobbly, it's my wobbly castle.
Exactly. That feeling of pride, that connection you get from putting in your own effort is incredibly powerful. And it's a key insight for a company like IKEA. When you buy furniture from them, it often comes in flat boxes, and you get to be the builder.
Oh, like when I helped my parent put together that bookshelf last year. It was a bit of a challenge, but when it was done, I felt like a master carpenter.
That's the IKEA effect in action. They discovered that by having customers assemble their own furniture, they not only save on costs because shipping flat boxes is cheaper, but customers actually value the furniture more because they invested their own time and effort into building it. It creates an emotional connection. You're not just buying a table, you're building your table.
So they're letting us be part of the creation process, and we end up loving what we made even more. It's like baking a cake from scratch instead of buying it pre-made.
Perfect analogy, Alex. Now, for our next example, let's talk about something a little quirky. Imagine a shoe that some people thought was really strange looking, maybe even a bit ugly. Most companies would try to change it, right?
Definitely. They'd try to make it prettier, more mainstream.
But what if, instead, you embraced the ugly? What if you turned the criticism into a conversation and then into a trend? This is what happened with Crocs. Their distinctive holy clogs were initially mocked by many.
Oh, the famous hole shoes? Yeah, I remember some people thought they looked really odd.
They did, but instead of hiding, Crocs leaned into it. They started collaborating with famous designers and celebrities, creating limited edition versions. They took something that was seen as a disadvantage and turned it into a talking point, making it cool and exclusive. They basically said, yes, we're different, and that's what makes us special.
So they took something that people laughed at and made it fashionable, almost like a badge of honor for being unique. That's really brave.
It absolutely is. It teaches us that sometimes what seems like a flaw can become your biggest strength if you're bold enough to own it and tell a compelling story around it. It's like a quirky character in a movie who everyone initially underestimates, but they turn out to be the hero.
These are really smart ways to think about things. So how do all these individual stories connect? Is there like a grand plan, a universal method?
Great question, Alex. While each company has its own unique flair, there are definitely common threads, a kind of action guide to building something remarkable. Think of it like a builder who has a toolbox full of different tools, but always follows a sequence of steps to construct a sturdy house.
Okay, so what's the first step in this action guide?
The very first step is defining your core value. This is like deciding what kind of superhero you want to be. Are you the super strong hero, the super fast hero, or the super smart hero? You can't be all three perfectly. For a business, it means finding that one thing you want to be known for, that one problem you're uniquely trying to solve.
So, like Chick-fil-A being the best chicken sandwich place, not just a fast food place.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, if the world only remembered me for one thing, what would it be? It shouldn't be a vague statement like, we're really good. It should be specific, like, we help busy people eat healthy meals in 5 minutes. It's your superpower, your reason for existing. You need to be super clear about that, or you'll get lost.
So, if I wanted to open a lemonade stand, my core value wouldn't be we sell lemonade. It would be we make the most refreshing ice-cold lemonade on a hot day with a smile.
Perfect. You're focusing on the experience and the feeling you deliver, not just the product. Once you know your core value, the next step is differentiated design. This is where you make your lemonade stand look and feel different from every other lemonade stand. It's about figuring out what your competitors aren't doing or what details they're missing.
So, if everyone else has a plain table, maybe I have a bright striped awning or really unique cups.
Spot on. You're looking for niche memory points. It could be your packaging, a special way you interact with customers, or a memorable slogan. Remember Crocs? Turning their ugly into a statement? That was a powerful memory point. You don't need to invent a flying car. Sometimes it's just a micro-innovation, a small, clever improvement no one else thought of, like shortening the waiting time or simplifying a step.
So, find what others miss and make it my special touch.
Precisely. It's about having a unique flavor or a unique way of serving that sets you apart. Now, once you have your special touch, the third step is continuous refinement. This is like being a musician who practices every day to get better, even after they've mastered a song. You list out all the key parts of your experience, from when someone first hears about you to when they use your product, and you keep making them better.
So, I shouldn't just set up my lemonade stand and forget about it. I should be thinking, how can I make this lemonade even better? Or how can I make waiting in line more fun?
Exactly. Think of Starbucks with their consistent coffee quality worldwide. They didn't just brew a good cup once, they have strict standards and procedures to ensure every cup, everywhere, tastes the same. You need to establish a review mechanism. Maybe once a month, you ask, what are people saying? What are the common compliments? What are the common complaints? And then you implement at least one improvement from that review. It's about making steady, small upgrades rather than waiting for a huge overhaul.
So, constantly getting better even when things are good. That makes sense, because if you stand still, everyone else catches up.
Absolutely. Stagnation is the enemy of growth. Next, and this is a big one, is storytelling. Humans connect through stories. It's not just about what you do, but why you do it. Why did you start your lemonade stand? What challenges did you face? People want to feel connected.
So instead of just saying, lemonade, 50 cents, I could say, our family recipe, passed down through generations, made with love to brighten your day.
Perfect, Alex. You're telling your why story. And remember the IKEA effect? They make customers part of the story by having them build their own furniture. You can do the same. How can your customers participate in your story? Maybe they help name a new flavor, or they share their favorite memory of your lemonade stand. And speak in a way that creates belonging. Instead of just a brand slogan, use language that customers can relate to, like, we know how much you crave that refreshing sip on a hot day. Make them feel seen and understood.
So sharing my journey and letting others join in. That sounds really powerful for making friends, not just customers.
It truly is. Authenticity builds genuine connections. After you have your story, the fifth step is validation and communication. You've got your amazing product, your unique design, your constant improvements, and your captivating story. Now you need to share it and see if it resonates.
So I tell everyone about my amazing lemonade?
You start small. You don't need to try and sell to the whole world at once. Find 100 people who genuinely love your lemonade, are willing to pay for it, and come back again and again. These are your true fans. And then you rely on word of mouth. Your story and product should be so good that people want to tell their friends about it. Like, you have to try the lemonade from that stand that has the crazy striped awning and the amazing story.
So getting people so excited they become my advertisers.
Exactly. And just as important, treat feedback like fuel for your product, especially the negative feedback. It often points to the biggest opportunities for improvement. Encourage people to be honest. It's how you get even better.
So starting small, getting people to spread the word, and listening closely to what they say. Got it.
And the final overarching step, Alex, is to maintain a spirit of focus. This brings us back to our first point, but it's about holding on to it, even when things get tempting. There will always be new trends, new ideas, new distractions pulling you in different directions. But you have to resist the temptation to stray from your core. Remember Airbnb's story? When they faced a huge crisis, they cut everything that wasn't core to their main business. And that intense focus helped them survive and thrive. They did a radical subtraction.
So don't try to make tacos and pizza and burritos if you're the best at chicken sandwiches.
Precisely. You need to regularly ask yourself, am I still solving the original problem? Are my customers still choosing me for that initial powerful reason? It's about having the courage to say no to good ideas that aren't your best idea, and occasionally doing subtraction, identifying things that take up too much energy but don't add enough value, and bravely cutting them out. It keeps your path clear and your energy concentrated.
Wow, that's a lot to think about, Jamie. It sounds like being successful isn't about magic, but about being really clear about what you do, making it special, making it better, telling your story, sharing it wisely, and staying focused on that one big idea.
You've summarized it beautifully, Alex. It's about building something with intention, caring deeply about the experience you provide, and having the courage to stick to your unique path. These aren't just business lessons. They're life lessons for anyone trying to create something meaningful, whether it's a magnificent castle with Legos, a delicious lemonade stand, or even just building a stronger friendship.
That makes so much sense. It feels less like a secret and more like a thoughtful, step-by-step journey.
And that's what makes it so empowering, isn't it? The power is in understanding the process. Thank you for exploring these ideas with me today, Alex.
Thank you, Jamie. I learned so much. And thank you to all our curious minds for listening.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep building your own amazing ideas.
Goodbye for now.
See you next time.